Be me, suffering unholy jet lag. Phone makes annoying noise. Ginetta, wanna come drive race?
And here we are at Snetterton, and behind me is my trusty steed for the weekend. This is the Ginetta G56 GT Pro Car, 310 horsepower, 3.5 litre V6, paddle shifter, and most importantly, massive wang. So the structure of this weekend is fairly simple. We're running as a support series to British GT, so definitely riding on their coattails a little bit. And we have 3 races over the course of this weekend. We've got qualifying tomorrow, and you all know how good I am at qualifying. Race 1 on Saturday, and then 2 races on Sunday. Now, I've been lucky enough to spend the majority of today testing this awesome G56. Here's how it went. One take. I thought what I would do was have a little bit of time is just take you through the office here. Here is on board the G56 GT Pro car. Looks pretty serious, to be honest. So all this is fairly self-explanatory. This is when you get a warning and don't want to see it. This is when you slow down for the pit lane. Here's when you want to rev at someone. And here's when you want to get out of someone's way. Nice and easy, right? My favourite button though is this one right here. It gets warm. But yeah, it does get very warm in here. And because we have these GoPros here, which are just like the most heat sensitive things ever, I have to run the AC on. That's definitely the reason, not because I'm unfit and get hot in the car. Now, if you're wondering, yes, that massive wheel spin out the pits is totally necessary for reasons that I can't make up right now. But yes, out the pits for our first time ever in the G56 Ginetta. And this is sort of the, I wouldn't say scary, but it's a bit where you're concentrating the most. Bye, have a beautiful day. First time ever driving this car, and I need to understand what it's doing as soon as possible. Now, aside from the fact that we're at Snetterton, that I've driven a couple of times before, but not recently, and there are other cars on circuit, I felt pretty chilled out, honestly. The car was super approachable. I felt like I was able to start pushing fairly quickly. With that though, did come some discoveries. Spinning bad. And then just like that, it's now time for qualifying. With one lovely difference, given that it is of course British summer time. These are wet tyres because it's wet. So, no practice in the wet at all, and qualifying. Should be fine. Practice in the state where it's kind of drying out a little bit, so there is hope for a yet. I don't really know. I'm going to just drive around, take it easy at first, try and find where the speed is, but given how the circuit is kind of developing at the moment, the fastest time's going to come right at the end. So I've got to make sure I keep these tyres alive, or make the hero move and bolt on slicks halfway through the session. We'll see how it goes. So qualifying time in my first official session in a G56 Ginetta, and the track right now is in a very, very weird state. Basically, it rained all night, so the circuit was now slowly starting to dry. Now there was a bit of heat and a bit of wind on it. It was still just a little bit too wet for slick tyres. So the plan is, don't burn the tyre. Let's go out, let's get a banker lap, then come into the pits and figure out what to do next.
Yeah, just save the tyre a little bit and then go out again towards the end.
So P2 in class, things are all going well at the moment. So we wait in the pits for a bit, let the session timer tick down and then get back out onto circuit. But everyone else had the same idea. Unfortunately, in all of this, I wasn't able to get another clean lap, so I'll qualify P7 overall and P3 in the amateur class right behind P2. Not bad for a guy with 25 kilos of ballast.
Rough debrief. Third in class. Not bad. I feel like I could have gone a bit quicker though, but everyone says that after qualifying, right? It was a tricky condition. Never driven this car in the wet, driving on a tyre not driven before, all sorts of other excuses. But it was nice. The pace is coming, so that's a positive at least. But later on, it should be dry. We've done a lot of dry running, so a bit more familiar with that, though we are against everyone else who's done a lot of dry running. But I'm really excited because we're streaming this live to YouTube. We've been working with the guys here. I think it's Highlander who do all the onboard streaming for SRO and British GT, and they've given us one, so hopefully that works okay. Well, if you guys didn't matter if you're watching the video.
Hopefully, nice easy race.
Yeah.
Finish where you started and...
Well, I'd go one better really if I can, but...
Yeah, try it. Right, style, mate. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
And then the most important button there, turning the AC on. These cars get super warm, as you can probably imagine. And given it's my first race, I wanted to make sure that I'm as comfortable as possible so I can concentrate as well as possible. I'm putting out now on to the starting grid. We have a rolling start here, so we're going to get into position, pull away for our rolling start lap, and then it is time for the race. So here we are then, right up behind the car in front. Now we're looking, you can't see people, we're looking for the lights just above the gantry to when we're going to go. And we're in first gear, the car juddering away there, these cars just don't like going slow at all. Waiting for the lights, still waiting for the lights, dragging the brake a little bit for a bit of temperature. And away we go, and the car in front just doesn't move. I run into the back of him, nowhere to go apart from to stay here. Cars go streaking by me, and away I go finally.
Laps set to go now as they accelerate away. A bad start there being made slowly by Matt Shaw, number 33, whose car does not want to get away, and that was right in the way of Jimmy Broadbent, who is massively compromised as a result.
Turns out the car in front there had a drive shaft failure right off the line, so all I could do was wait there, and look, already in last position. So this kind of sets the tone for my race. I'm not feeling good. I'm just having to now focus on catching up to the back of the cars in front. Now it's time to focus. So we're going to get our head down and just try and make up some of the time that we've lost.
And the cars now then turn their way up through the infield part of the circuit then. Jimmy Broadbent, as I say, has got quite a bit of work to do now, but he's on a mission. Carling third, Nick White fourth, Harry Mangan fifth, Alex Toth-Jones is sixth, and then further back in the queue, look, Veg.
So as you can probably tell at this point, I'm fairly desperate to get by this car in front. These two cars are a little bit slower than I am right now. We're at the start of the race, and all the time I spent here, all the time I spent behind these cars, I'm losing time to the rest of the field. So I spy my opportunity. They're both slow through T1. I go up to the inside, extreme inside line here. I feel like I've got the room. I'm late on the brakes.
3 wide up towards the hairpin, he's pretty brave.
Still kind of alongside of the car in front, but then contact, and round he goes, spinning off to the left there. And in hindsight, watching this back, not my best move.
He's pretty brave. Jimmy Broadbent gets his nose up the inside of Peter Mangan, tags him, turns him around, and so Peter Mangan facing the wrong way. Broadbent's gained 2 places out of all of that, but in rather robust fashion.
But anyway, we have to put that to the back of our head because there's a race still going on at the moment, and in front is another car for position. Now, I've been very slowly catching this guy over the last few laps, still making up my time. I unfortunately lost at the start due to the slow car on the grid. You can see there a big mistake coming out of the last corner, so great chance there to make a move. I pulled to the outside early on to sort of make him go defensive, make him go to the inside line. We've got the run here. I'm squeezing the guys as much as I can to the right hand side. I wanted to give him the tightest possible line in the T1. Put out at the last second. Big speed in the T1, allowing the space on the inside. He's still there for a second, and through we go. Round the outside, up another position. That one felt sweet. Almost made me forget about the contact earlier on in the race. But these cars, awesome for great and close racing.
And Jimmy Broadbent now is up into 7th place. Look at the expense of Morgan Short. Broadbent recovering after his delay at the start and his incident with Peter Mangan, so quite a bit's happened to him. Probably a busier race than many.
Now, I was slowly catching one of the pro drivers in front, but I wasn't quite close enough to catch him before the end. Things would stay as they were, and I would finish my first race in the Ginetta G56 in P2 in class. Not bad. Bit of a weird race, that one, but we got through it. I think P2 in class, I think.
Interesting start for you by the looks
Yeah, I
of
got
things.
stuck behind the guy. I think his car broke, so I lost like all my time straight away, which is a bit of a shame, but still had awesome fun, and that's the important thing, isn't it? It's quite hard to find a quiet spot around here, but yeah, it's the first race done. Bit of a helmet move from me, so I just I saw an opportunity. I thought, yeah, great, I'll go for this. And I just didn't quite get there, you know what I mean? I thought I had to run maybe a couple more meters. I would have had that
know significantly alongside, but I didn't. I just committed a bit late and caused the contact. I knew at the time that I don't know, sake, what are you doing to me? And spun one of my competitors. I got a bit of a telling off from the clerk on the course, but nothing too bad. Well, so which does mean next race that I am starting at the back of the grid, which is a shame. But to be honest, fair enough. Upside is we did finish in P2, which is nice. So P2 in our first race in the AM class. Really, really happy with that. A bit frustrating myself for what I think is quite an amateur mistake, but this is how you learn, I guess. But still, the car was fantastic, amazing the whole way through. Really enjoyed getting to sort of chase the people down. I think I had the pace actually to catch a guy in P6 overall. So yeah, pace really nice, just somewhat tarnished by my mega punt. So that's what happens when the guy in front of you doesn't go. All right. What's the repair technique for this one?
As much tape as possible.
Well, there you go. It looks exactly the same as when it came out, mate.
It never happened.
What happened? Days pass quick here, I swear. Already day 2, which means it's time for race 2. Weather today is much better than yesterday. So it's going to be a dry race for us in the morning, but the track's a bit cooler than it has been, so things to take into account. And I am starting from the back of the grid, owing to my misunderstanding yesterday. But you know what? I pretty much started from last time anyway. Might as well do it again.
So starting from the back of the grid in race 2 after my penalty for the contact in race 1, totally fair, I totally agree with it, but we have to continue what we have. So the goal here is to make as many paces as possible in as short a space as possible, because to start the race it's the easiest space to do it, and it was hectic. So I'm going to shut up and let you guys enjoy.
Towards the Wilson hairpin as they break now, turn into the right-hander, and Mackenzie Douglas back through on the inside, comes out ahead, Nick White all over the back of him, and Matt Shaw having a much better...
Absolutely huge confidence on that first lap, already up 2 places and looking at the back of P3 in the AM class at the moment. This is the guy we had contact with our last race, so I'm very eager to not do that again in this race. Coming onto the back straight, he's a bit slow on exit and I spy my opportunity.
Now onto Revit straight, and a good exit there by Broadbent puts him alongside Peter Mansham, who's raced not only Ginettas but Caterhams and Porsches over the years, and they're going to run side by side down towards the S's with Broadbent on the inside, making that move stick, in fact, as they come under the vehicle bridge down towards Brundle and Nelson for the first time.
So up 3 places on the first lap, feeling fast at the moment. So now I've got to try and get onto the back of the cars in front. And that car in front is actually in the Pro class, so showing that we can mix it with these guys. Almost a bit of oversteer there on the exit. Tyres not quite up at temperature, but car feeling good right now, and I'm going to push on and see if I can catch these guys in front.
And let's see, having finally wriggled away through, what, if anything, he can do about the traffic up the road.
So really pushing forward now, and you can see just how much closer I am to the car in front, especially in the medium speed corners. I just seem to have a car that's a bit better set up than the fella in front. So here we are then, and I've been told that the driver in front is pretty feisty. He'll fight tooth and nail. So I've got that in my mind. Obviously, I want to try and avoid any contact after what we had in race 1. Coming through Coram now, very long right-hander. I always feel like you're in the wrong spot on the road to this, and you have to try and straighten the car up, but it's difficult braking into the last corner. And then it's full gas on the throttle there. Car in front a little bit wide, maybe triggering the track limit sensor there, but as you can see, falling back a little bit again. But T1 is where I've been strong throughout the entire weekend. Let's see if we can close the gap a little bit here. Yeah, look at that, just carving that gap down. Not quite close enough for a move, but just starting to show myself in his mirrors, letting him know that I am there. That orange car just ahead of us is actually P2 in the AM class, so my eyes are on him. But to get there, I've first got to get past this blue car in front of us. And this is where I was strong all weekend, into these braking zones here. I just had so much more confidence in the brake pedal than everybody else did. You can see, driving right into the back of him there, almost actually overshooting the corner that time. I was a bit too enthusiastic. You can see there, giving myself a bit of a hand wave, saying don't do that. And it takes me the rest of the lap to catch back up to him. Yet again, shows you just how close the racing is here. One mistake and you lose just so much time. And again, not the quickest out of the last corner compared to the car in front, but we're coming up now to my favourite part of the circuit, T1, full commitment. These cars are so good through there. You can feel so confident to fire in as much speed as you possibly can. Down one gear into fourth, hug the inside, take the grip on the inside, and look how much more speed we're carrying here. The car goes defensive. I go to the outside here, I brake in a straight line, hugging the curb, and he just doesn't turn in for the corner. Contact forces me out onto the marbles there on the left, and I spin. And as you can see, I'm just wondering what the hell happened. If we go back and look at that in slow motion, you can just see the guy doesn't turn into the corner. He Rosbergs me. Unfortunately for me, that puts me all the way back down into last yet again. And now I've got to do all the work yet again to get back up into a podium position in class. So obviously at this point, I'm quite keen to try and make up the lost time here, because the guys in front are both for position. The fella in the red and white car is third place in the AM class. You can see there me raising my hand to my engineer saying, well, what can I do? And now it's head down time to try and catch these cars in front.
So places lost. It's a bit like a snakes and ladders game for him, this. He's gained places, and now after that one error slides back down again and has got to do the hard yards once more.
And we are right back now on the tail of the cars in front. Some good laps from me, back onto the tail of now P3 in the AM class. So this is a guy I had contact with in the last race. So the last thing I want in this race is to do the same. I want to show these guys that I can race properly, and I'm not a hazard on circuit. So go in front of the white and red car there. Again, I'm noticing very, very early on the brakes. So it's making me think, okay, I can get this guy in a heavy braking zone if I am close enough. Again, just sort of showing myself in the mirrors, trying to get him to get off his line, to make a few mistakes. It sort of worked there. He had a slow run off the left-hander, and now we come on to the super important double right. This next right-hander, very important for lap time, because if you get this wrong, you carry that mistake all the way down the straight. And look what I do. As I say it, sideways on the way through, running over the limit sensor, and now in the draft of the car in front. Will we be close enough for a move?
Straight, let's see which way he goes. Mansion covers off the inside line. Broadbent goes to the outside. Can he go all the way round the outside and then get the inside line?
Having a look around the outside, but the car in front will have nothing to do with that. Expertly blocks me through the corner, but now he knows I'm here, and he knows that I am on the attack. So any moment where I can start to get a run like here into Corum, he comes across, takes his position, closes the door firmly, and I have to think now of another time to do that. Great race in here with the white and red car. But look at the gap in front already. Look at the gap between us and the car in front of us. We're losing so much time fighting. I'm so desperate to get by here, but the position's being defended very well by the car in front. I try for a repeat of my outside move here. So much slower on the apex there. I don't know why I'm holding my hand out. I think because I'm just frustrated that I can't get the move done. And just trying to switch back, trying to confuse him again on those marbles on the outside, super slippy there, and losing a couple of car lengths, just letting the frustration get the better of me here. But we're coming up to one of my favourite parts of the course now, heavy braking into this left-hander, and he's slow off the exit. Big dive up the inside there, managed to stop it on the apex, and we are through up into P3 in class. Back on the podium we go. And I've got to say, I think maybe the contact in the last race made the fella maybe think twice about turning in there. But it was a good move. I was close enough, got it done before the apex. And now we go in chase of the car in front. Can we make up one more position before this race ends?
The job is done, and now let's see whether any more progress can be made in 6 minutes and change by Jimmy Broadbent.
So a couple of laps later, you can see we're now right on the back of the car in front. My engineer on the wall is winning me along, saying, go on, go and get him. So I think, okay, let's do it. So this car in front is actually in the Pro category, so this would be a fantastic scout for me in the AM category here. As we come through T1 again, carrying a nice amount of speed through there, cutting the gap down just that little bit more, and now heavy on those brakes down into the first hairpin. You see the car in front, all kinds of sideways. I almost do the same thing there, just seeming a bit too enthusiastic on the gas, and that puts me right on the bumper of the car in front. Now I'm thinking about a similar move to what I did before. So can I get close enough to do that? We're not quite close enough right now. He's hugging the inside line. I'm going to try and go to the outside, maybe try and work something around the outside. Big lunge around the outside. Just not quite got the rolling speed to get that move done. But again, he now knows that I'm here, and he knows that I'm going to make those moves if it means I can get by. Through the left hander now, as we come on again to these super important two right hands. I have a half look, just putting the car to the inside, just getting him offline, getting him nervous, getting him in his mirrors. And now we come on to the back straight. What's the run out of the corner like? What's the exit like? The exit is good. Here we go. We are now right in the toe of the car in front, getting that slipstream, being pulled along, getting closer and closer, but he's forcing me to the outside line. Okay, fair enough. Let's do this.
Lost the late breakers, and Broadbent on the outside tries to level. That's going to give him the inside line for the second part of the S's, and he goes through.
All the way around the outside there, one of the most difficult corners in the circuit. Up we go, up another position. And at this point, I'm feeling pretty happy with myself. That was a nice move, nice and clean, and really showed what these cars are capable of. Such good racing in these G56 Pro cars. And that'll be it. Race done across the line to take P3 in class. Another podium there in the G56. But what could have been if not for that spin? But just one of those things. Frustrating, but still great racing. A ton of fun. And really got me excited for race 3 there on in the day.
So again, somehow managed with a little bit of
Right, so race 3, and I have been looking forward to this one, starting in the mid-pack. So it's all kinds of crazy going down the T1, but just trying to find a little spot of tarmac to call my own, trying to keep the car out of any other cars as we go through the first right-hander, and now looking for my first opportunity down into the hairpin. It's 88 on the outside. We're going to go on the brakes, not too heavy on the brakes as there are cars in front. I don't want to run into the back of them. 88 goes very wide there onto the marbles. Bad exit. We run alongside there, almost ready for a move into the next left hand, but not quite close enough to do that, and now we have to sort of sit and wait. Now I know that I'm pretty quick into this heavy braking zone here, down into the hairpin, so I'm sort of looking, but I'm not quite close enough really to make any sort of move. I'm just going to do what I usually do, just try and get offline a little bit, try and get into the mirrors of the car in front, just try and get him off his rhythm. Even at this early stage of the race, it's worth doing that, and just try and make sure that he always knows that I am there and he has to try and keep an eye on me and not where he's going in front of him.
Great Alex Tom Jones, though, going very nicely for 5th place. And then in 6th is Conor Garlick, in 7th Harry Mangham, and 8th is Jimmy Broadbent, who with every passing lap gets more and more confident in these cars, and he's staying with that leading line this time around. He's keeping Morgan and Marcus Short and Peter Mangham behind him.
Car in front a little bit sideways there through the first of the right hands. That allows us just to get up alongside onto this corner, onto the straight, using all the curb on the inside, trying to give him space on the outside, fighting those tyres that are still a little bit cold right now. And now it's a drag race down to the next corner. I actually think, you know what, I'm going to turn my AC off for this. Look at the difference it makes. Turn the AC off like a speed boost. Look in front too. 3 wide. We go around the outside of the car to the left and just about tucking ahead of them, and manage to make the position and get really nice and close to the cars in front, who are still side by side going into the bomb hole. Amazing racing in this GT Pro Series, just about keeping ourselves out of trouble ourselves. And now we go into quorum and we're fixed onto the back of the car in front. This is a pro car in front of us, so we're on the back of 3 pro cars currently. What can we do from here? And the answer really is not much. The guys in front of us are all pro drivers and pretty damn quick. I'm capable of staying with them, capable of getting close enough to maybe think about a move, but not close enough to make the move. So for the next few laps, I just decided that it was a good idea to follow these guys, see where they're quick, see where they're slow, see where I have the advantage, and maybe try and key something up in a couple of laps' time. But right now, I was just stuck at the back of this train. So as the race is going on, I'm starting to get into a very nice rhythm, and actually now putting back onto this group of cars in front. And again, these are pro drivers, so I'm really happy that I have this pace right now in only my third race in a G56. Going under the bridge then, really eating into that gap with the car in front, stand on the gas, and I just get sideways there, and you see me shaking my wrist. I actually sprained my wrist right there, catching the car. I still have the pain in my wrist now, so I can feel it as I'm driving around, but I think, you know what, it's okay, it's not broken. I'm just going to have to continue and keep going. But interestingly there, completely caught out by the slide and yeah, managed to injure myself in the process. A true gamer moment. This car in front then, sideways, coming out of the last corner. This is the best chance I've had so far to try and get by this blue and orange car in front. Again, chucking myself into that slipstream. Not quite sure which way to go here. Going to look to the outside. He comes across to defend. Gives me just enough room on the outside, but there's no room around the outside there. I'm going to try and cut back in. Maybe have a look at the inside line here, but he goes defensive straight away. Great driving from the car in front. So we break now down heavily into the first hairpin. So I'm thinking now, right, okay, I know where I'm quick on the brakes, but then a little bit sideways on exit, a bit too enthusiastic on that loud pedal, spinning the rear wheels, stopping me from getting out of the corner quickly. Now it's important for me to get through this left-hander as quick as possible. And I think, well, this is the closest I've been so far to the car in front. Maybe there's a chance for a move here. So very late I go.
Morgan as Broadbent has a go on the inside of Mangion. Contact between the two. And around goes Harry Mangion. Jimmy Broadbent has been vigorous in his efforts to get past Mangions this weekend.
To the inside, dive on the brake pedal, and immediately realise that I'm just far too far back for the move and ended up wiping out the car in front. What was I thinking? And as you can hear, I'm just shouting at myself in the cockpit. What was I doing? I was so far back, but I sniffed the faintest opportunity and just went 100% into it. And at this point, I don't know, I'm feeling like probably the stupidest person at the racetrack. Ginetta have very kindly offered to give me this drive to drive their car at this awesome event, and you can see I'm just so frustrated myself. What am I doing? And it's so I pride myself on being a clean driver, on being a clean racer, and to have a weekend full of incidents like this. One, it's not who I want to be. It's not who I want to show to the world and who I want to show to sim racers hoping to get into real racing. This is not how you do it. This is not how you do it. This is desperation. You're looking at right here, just trying to make up places. And all I did was succeed in making people think that I cannot race. And watching this back now, I'm still as gutted as I was, because not only did I ruin my race, I ruined someone else's race, and they were completely innocent in that. So yeah, feeling pretty low at this point. So that contact caused me to break a rim. So I had to put on a new wheel, but my steering was massively out of alignment. We were under safety car, so I was able to go and try and catch the pack up. But to be honest, at this race, I'd already sort of decided that I didn't deserve to continue. It's I get very down on myself in the situations, as rightly I should have done here, definitely. But yeah, I felt like I was a bit of a hazard, honestly. And that would be how the race ended. I did almost catch up to the back of the pack, but to be honest, I wasn't comfortable pushing the car, it being so far out of alignment. So I'd come across the line to finish last, both in class and overall. And yeah, honestly, it's hard watching this back because I didn't drive well in that race. And it's not the race that Zentek and Ginetta deserved. So yeah, that race didn't go as planned. And honestly, after that race, I kind of felt like I didn't really want to record anymore. I was so down on myself after what was just, in my head, a very avoidable incident. But now that I've had a bit of time to look back on it and sort of process it a little bit, I think it's important to focus on the positives from the weekend. First of all, second on debut and third in the race after, 2 podiums in my first time ever driving the car as a guest driver with ballast as well.
not bad. Obviously there are things that I wish I could have done differently. Not hit people. But that happens because, you know, I'm hungry, I want a good result. I'm not there just to drive around, I'm there to do the best possible and to take you guys with me for the journey, be it good or be it bad. And for that journey, I've got to say a massive, massive thank you to Ginetta, specifically Alejandro and Mike Simpson, because those are the guys that okayed putting me in a car and getting me part of this series at such short notice. It was such a pleasure to race the car, and the fact that I was able to get in and make moves like I did when they worked is because I was just so confident with how the car felt and so comfortable pretty much straight away. Also, a massive thank you to the guys at Zentek, especially to Matty, my engineer. It also occurs to me, you guys have probably not even seen the trophies because we didn't manage to film the thing, but look. Yeah! Cool, huh? But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and yeah, maybe I'll let me drive again one day. Who knows, though. I can understand if I didn't. Take care, have an awesome day. See you all next time.